Okay, you guys, I had to make a video on this. So, there's this guy. He's from Brooklyn, New York, but he lives in Philly, and he has for a while. And he's been attacking girls, he's been drugging girls, he's been doing a lot of shady, disgusting, horrifying things. Um, the things he's been doing have been pinned on a good guy, sadly, AML Films. Okay. By morals over money, who maybe possibly in the beginning he may have thought he had the right guy, he may have thought he was doing the right thing, but at some point in time he had to find out that it was a different Mal that these women were speaking of. He had to find out eventually. Alright, y'all, let's look at this. Let's look at one of the news articles right here. Man arrested in Montgomery County assault may be connected to 2 attacks on women in Philly, sources say. Police are investigating whether a man arrested in Montgomery County for an assault could be linked to the unprovoked attack caught on camera of 3 women in South Philly. Law enforcement officials say Malcom White was arrested in Montgomery County for carjacking and assault. Sources tell Eyewitness News that police believe White may also be responsible for a series of violent attacks in Philadelphia. Chilling surveillance video shows 3 women randomly assaulted in an unprovoked attack while walking on the 1200 block of Morris Street shortly after 11 p.m. on Wednesday night. He made some utterances, but none of them really made any sense. We're not sure what he was trying to say. Witnesses say the victims, all in their 20s, were screaming for their lives. You know, the type of women he keeps in his house, rapes and shoots up with drugs. Yeah. Police say one of the women was left with a broken nose and all 3 were badly bruised. They were treated at a hospital in South Philly and are in stable condition. Eyewitness News has learned that 20 minutes later, on the 1900 block of South 13th Street, a woman sitting on a front step was assaulted. Walks right up to her as she's sitting on the front steps and assaults her, Van Orr said. This female is knocked unconscious. The suspect's description was similar: a black man in his 30s wearing a red jacket, about 5'8" to 5'10". The suspect's description also fits another attack that happened Thursday in Roxborough. Authorities say a man with a similar description, but wearing different clothing, followed a woman into her place of business, attacked, robbed, and sexually assaulted her. The Special Victims Unit in Philly has developed enough probable cause to connect the suspect, Malcom White, arrested in Montgomery County, to the case in Roxborough. The DA's office has approved charges for that suspect, and the Philadelphia Police Department is working on a warrant. At this time, Venora says there is no way to connect the suspect to the attacks in South Philadelphia other than the motive and description being the same. Investigators are working to positively link the cases. An investigation is ongoing. And this news article was June 17, 2022. Alright, so. Alrighty. This whole thing upsets me. This whole thing is so shameful, so upsetting to me. Assault victim has message for others after string of random attacks. Watch your surroundings. Malcom White is now in custody. 3 days ago, you guys. 3 days ago. But police say he's the man behind 5 random attacks on women in the Philadelphia region in roughly a 12-hour span. The string of attacks started on June 15th when police say White assaulted 3 women as they were walking on Morris Street near 13th Street in South Philly. White walked up to the women and began beating them. One suffered a broken nose and the others had lacerations and swollen lips. Minutes later, Noelle Lickery said she was walking waiting for her boyfriend to get off work around the corner on the 19th block of 13th Street when a man attacked her, seemingly out of nowhere. The first hit came from behind. He hit me in the ear, put me down, and punched me in the face a couple of times. A witness says it did not look like a robbery, and the beating appeared to be for no apparent reason. The last thing I remember, I was being dragged on my back. He had my feet dragging me down the pavement. I kept kicking him and screaming to get someone's attention, she said. Police say White continued his assaults the following morning. He's accused of raping a woman as she walked into work on the 6100 block of Ridge Avenue in Philadelphia's Roxborough section. Hours later, a woman who only wanted to be identified as Erica says she was attacked by White on the 900 block of Jolly Road in Whitpain Township, Montgomery County. The last week has been ups and downs, confusion, frustration, anger, sadness, said Erica in an interview with Action News. I will tell you I am and feel so fortunate to work in a township that had a police force that acted so rapidly and so thoroughly. Police say White was released from a correctional facility in New York in January this year and has a lengthy criminal history there, including drugs, weapons, and assault charges. He's a violent offender. There's no doubt about it. He's a bad guy, said Captain James Kearney with the Philadelphia Police Department's Special Victims Unit. Erica has a message for other women. None of us think we are going to be the victim, yet it happened to me, and I thought I was the last person that this would ever happen to. Watch your surroundings. White was arrested in Whitpain Township and extradited to Philadelphia Wednesday, where he's facing a long list of charges, including assault, rape, and other related offenses. Ooh, this just, it gets me all emotional. Here's this guy right here. He's actually from New York, Brooklyn, New York, but he's been in Philly for a while now. Here's the video here where he attacked these women.
On Action News, police are investigating this disturbing surveillance video that shows a man attacking three women on a South Philadelphia sidewalk. It happened on Morris Street near 13th late Wednesday night. The man walks up next to the women, punches one of them, then attacks the other two when they try to intervene. The man walks off as other people arrive, hearing the women scream. A witness says it did not look like a robbery, that the beating was for no apparent reason.
Oh my goodness. You see, guys? Oh man, I'm telling you, this is like so upsetting to me.
So excited.
This entire thing is so upsetting to me, you guys. Oh my gosh. Whew. Sorry, I'm taking a moment of silence because, you know, you have morals over money. Riding this. Trying to ruin somebody's reputation. Taking trips on his subscribers' dime. When he's lying. And he had to have found out at some point, you guys. He had to find out at some point, sometime, that these women were not talking about AML Films, Malcolm. He had to have found out at some point that they were talking about a different Malcolm that goes by Mal. He had to. Because look, his little clickbait titles, oh, full interview, and I click it, and it's not a full interview usually. It's usually about, what, 20 seconds, if we're lucky, 50 seconds, and that's it. There's no full interviews of these women. He had to have found out, either through the interviews or one of his people told him, yo, this is a different Mal, different Malcolm, whatever. He had to have found out. He had to. And the fact that he's still keeping this going, if he was a good person, he would have said, you guys, I'm so sorry. This was a different person. You know? I can't say that in the beginning he didn't know if he had the right person, because I'm not him. I can't make that judgment because I don't know. But I know he had these interviews. These women said, if you see this Mal guy, stay away from him. I get that. But it's not the same person. It's not the same person. AML Films' last name is not White. This is not him. Completely different person, okay? And it is so shameful. So shameful that this is still going. And it's so upsetting to me that so many people are so willing to just jump on, ride on because of their emotions without any facts, without any full interviews. Now, when you see Mal or even Tom Reed, like Chosen One, if you don't know, when they are interviewing, or Softboy Underbelly, or anyone that interviews people, are you going to see the full interview, or are you going to see little clips? Maybe possibly in those interviews they may have said something that made him say, I don't think this is the right Mal. Oh shoot, I gotta delete this part. You know what I mean? Where's the full interviews? There had to have been something somewhere telling you this was not the same guy. And I was neutral as hell. Let me tell you guys. I was neutral as hell this entire time this situation has been going on, because while I felt Mal was genuine and while I liked him, I still do keep an open mind. I don't just trust people just to trust them, just to, you know what I mean? Especially being a recovering addict, there's people out there that's trying to make a buck off you, trying to get money off of you, trying to treat you like you're stupid. We already know you got to be aware. So trust me, I didn't just trust AML Films. I mean, I seen what he was doing. I loved what he was doing. He seemed genuine, but I still kept an open mind when Frank was doing all this talking, because you just never know. And I know that. But look, I've been finding out some things because it didn't make sense. I'm a very discerning person anyway. I usually can discern somebody. I can discern somebody's intentions, whether they're genuine or not. And there have been some cases in the past where, I was trying to get to know someone, and I still did get those feelings, though, that they are a little off and something doesn't seem right. Even with some recent friends of mine that I had to drop, I still did get those little feelings where something wasn't right. I usually always do. But when I was watching AML Films, I've never felt any kind of way where he was a danger to these women. Even when he was helping Amber, he always wanted recovery and rehab for these women. It never seemed like it was phony to me. And when Amber relapsed, AML Films was upset. He was genuinely upset, and we all were. We were upset because she can be so much more, and we know it, So, this whole thing has been confusing for me. I don't just jump on anything just to believe it, and people will use emotions to manipulate you. Anything that upsets you, you see these women going through this, of course it's upsetting, but you still need the facts, dude. This guy, the guy that did this crap, and he has a long record. The guy that did this crap is a completely different man than what Morals Over Money is stating. And this is so sickening and so shameful to me that somebody is benefiting monetary gain off of this. And I mean, haircuts for the homeless is cool. But I really hope you didn't find out that this was a different Mal a long time ago. And that's why you didn't post full interviews, and that's why you always did these little clickbait premieres and nobody could ask any real questions and nobody could see any real interviews. And if it was me living in Kensington, which is an hour and 20 minutes away, and me when I was growing up in Baltimore, is a lot of dudes just like this Malcom White. And let me tell you, do I see you out there going hard, interviewing people, trying to get AML locked up? No. Why? Because you know it's not him? There's a lot of things smelling fishy, and that's the thing. Whoo, when I found this out, you should be ashamed of yourself. Your name is morals over money. But what you're showing me is that your name doesn't really describe you. And I don't really know you, but I can judge based on what you've been doing and the videos you've been putting out and the things you've been saying. It's really disgusting to me. You know how many people are plagued with addiction. You know how many people overdose every day, get beat up every day, just like those women you interviewed, thinking you're trying to get this guy on the internet and pin him down, and you finally got him. Do you realize how much shit like that happens every damn day, and you think it's a joke? Anybody living in Baltimore, Detroit, Chicago, Kensington, Camden, any of these damn areas, no, it ain't no joke. And you got people trying to make money off of other people's suffering. And you got people in your chat saying Mal's using Bree's situation for views. He has enough subscribers. I don't even think it's about that. Never did. Never will. If anything, you're using this for views, that's for damn sure. And if he wanted to use Bree's situation for his own gain, which, like I said, I don't believe, he would have made the GoFundMe his damn self. I'm telling you, some people, they got a lot to say. They have a lot to say. Like they're the moral authority. But some of these people are worse than the people they're talking about. Morals over money should be someone that is upstanding. Someone that you can't wonder about. And what is it I heard this story about? A woman needed help and you acted shady and you were all worried. And I mean, do you usually help people? Like, what's the deal? From what I heard, you don't even live in Kensington anyway, right? Or do you? This whole thing has just really bothered me because I know men and women in addiction, they look at people like Mal as a blessing. Because there's not many people that open their hearts and open their minds to addicts on the street or addicts in general. A lot of people judge you. They think all types of things about you. They don't even look at you as a person. They look down on you. And people like Mal are one in a million. I know a guy just like him, you know. Older black guy, religious, very sweet, love him. He is so amazing, so genuine. Anytime an addict is down and out or going through something, he's the first one to be there, first one to lift them up, first one to just help them in any type of way, give them a scripture, give them an ear, you know, just be that person that they can talk to. Because there's a lot of addicts I work with that are just so lonely and so hopeless and feel like nobody cares and nobody listens to them, nobody loves them, you know what I mean? So people like Mal is a blessing to me and to them. And there needs to be more people like him. So it hurts me when there's someone out there trying to hurt him and hurt his reputation based on allegations that aren't even about him and that they're about some other horrifyingly dangerous man who is from Brooklyn, New York, and has a long record and, you know, is very dangerous, very violent. I mean, it was him that is holding these women up in the house, and it's him that's shooting these women up, and it's him that's beating them up and raping them. Like, the video that Morals Over Money played, where the girl was saying he was raping the girls, this guy has raped people, has beat up women, has done these things. He's been arrested. This is not the first time. This guy, Mal, in the video that I just showed you guys, is a dangerous person. When that girl says, if you see this guy, Mal, run, go far away. This is the guy they're talking about. Stay away from this guy. But to use it for your own gain, it's just so sickening to me. And I don't understand how some of these people, especially some of these recovering addicts that live in Kensington, can just jump on this morals over money crap, propaganda, clickbait stuff and act as if it's all truth, nothing but the truth, with no facts at all. I mean, you're a recovering addict. You should know better. You know there's people out there trying to get over on you. There's people out there trying to spin you any way they want because you're just an addict. They and he can say he don't look down, but let me tell you what, I see that egocentric smile, and I don't really, my opinions are my opinions. Let me state that right now. It's my opinion only. I'm not trying to switch anybody's opinions or beliefs on this situation, but I'm speaking because it hurts me, and I felt like I should make a video just to show how I feel about it. Like, I'm not even talking right because it's so upsetting to me. Like, it makes me so emotional because I was like, when I said about breathe, and I remember feeling that hopeless. I was that hopeless, and I remember there was a therapist that told me back then, you're not as stuck as you think you are. And trust me, I felt that stuck. I felt that hopeless. So I know what it's like to be that hopeless and have somebody actually care, because thanks to people that actually cared and helped me, I've been in recovery now for 6 years, and I mean, I've been the happiest I've ever been. Like, I went to college, I got my degree, and I have good money, and I have security and safety and a nice place to live, and I feel good about myself. I love myself. Like, there's nothing I wouldn't change, and I'm blessed and thankful, and people actually cared, and that's why this hurts me so much, because I feel like that guy I was telling you guys about just now, that is the first one to help the addicts where I'm at, the older black dude. If they were pinning this on him, I would be so upset, because he is so genuine, so sweet. He's always there. If you need help, he'll be there. Like, he's usually the first one to help anybody, regardless of the situation, So that's why this whole thing just bothers me. And I've seen some people mention it about the other Malcolm, but I haven't really seen anyone make a video on it or talk about it. And there was someone that was confused. They didn't understand that there was another Malcolm. And they were like, how is there another Mal? Because they just don't understand. But, like, This guy goes by Mal. People know him as Mal. This dangerous dude goes by Mal. And my issue is, it's like, I mean, like I said, he could have thought he was doing the right thing in the beginning. He could have had these interviews from these girls or heard about it, like, look, there's this Mal guy that's beating up women, you know, he's a predator, and he was like, oh, really? Ding, 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 you know. I'm not saying he just did all this, like, made it up. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, he probably did think he was doing the right thing in the beginning. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm just saying. But I do think he probably found out it was a different Mal eventually. By what these women were saying, you know, they had to have said something that was like, wait a minute, this isn't the same person. This isn't the right person. It had to make him stop and question it, you know, like, why are the videos clipped? Why do we only get to see 40 seconds? Where's the full interviews? Like, something's not right. Is that why they're clipped? Because they are saying things that don't add up, don't match up. You know what I'm saying? Like, this Malcom guy, how old is he? I think they said 36. Is it in this article? I'm making this video on my phone, by the way, guys. I'm sorry about the quality. I just feel like I had to speak out on it because I was talking to a few people about it, and I'm going to be really busy later and tomorrow, and I'm going to be really busy with work, so I was going to just like screen cap and edit and do a whole like edited video, but I'm going to be really busy, so I felt like I would just talk to you guys about it here, and that would be, you know, that would be fine. Okay, he's 36, yes. 36 years old. Yep, 36. He was already a suspect in sexual assault case. He's been arrested for this stuff, dude. Like, this was June 17th. The other articles were from 3 days ago. Oh my gosh, you guys. This man right here is who we need to watch out for.